What's up, guys? This is Casey Washak for the Rolling for Revenue podcast, the Jiu-Jitsu business podcast that's designed to help you create more impact in your schools, but more impact in your life in helping you to design the business that meets the lifestyle you want to have. But guys, recently I got to spend not recently, it was about a year ago, but I'm about to spend another day or so with Joey Coleman, who wrote the book, Never Lose a Customer Again. And that was such an eye-opening book, but also getting to meet him and then dive a lot deeper into the book itself. And really what his book about is the client journey, okay? And there's 8 stages in the client journey. I won't go over all of them, but what I want you to think about really is the beginning stages. So number 1 is people need to find you, right? Through ads, through a referral. They find you somehow. Now, ideally, they're booking some sort of appointment, okay? From that appointment, we should be reaching out to them in some way, shape, or form in between the appointment and the actual meeting. All right. And this, you got to think of all the different points of time where somebody can like jump off the boat, right? We got the lead booked an appointment. Now the goal is to get the lead to show up to the appointment. So is there things I can do in between when the lead booked and when the lead is showing? Can I email them? Can I call them? Can I text them? One of the things we started doing is actually a video on our phones saying like, "Hey Jim, this is Casey. I'm going to be meeting with you tomorrow at 5:30. Just wanted to let you know that I'm looking forward to meeting with you, and let me know if anything comes up you need to reschedule or something like that." So why do I do that? Because now they know an actual human. They see my face, they hear my voice. They know I'm an actual human and I'm waiting on them. I carved out the time to wait on them. And so at least, the very least I'm going to get from this is a, "Hey, sorry, can't make it tomorrow. I need to reschedule." And then we can start discussing that. But last thing you want is for someone not to show up, right? So now they show up, they end up signing up. Okay. Jiu-Jitsu is pretty unique in the fact that a lot of times they're signing up or they're doing a trial class, then signing up. They've already experienced it. Many times in our gyms, especially personal training studios, it's very hard to do because I know nothing about you. I know nothing about your injuries or why you're here, whatever. I need to do that first, and then we can schedule your first workout. Well, there's usually a gap of time in between that first work, when you signed up and that first workout, and that creates an opportunity for buyer's remorse. People like, do I really want to do this? Oh my God, what did I get myself into? But this does happen in jiu-jitsu. So this is, once again, we need to be nurturing these individuals, calls, texts, emails, maybe giving them information I talked about in other episodes where we're sending them frequently asked questions. We're teaching them how to put their gi on or whatever, making sure they don't feel stupid before their first lesson, right? So now there's the lesson. The next stage in all this is, what do we do after the lesson? Is there any sort of acknowledgement that there was a first class or like a congratulations text? Anything that makes them feel like you are now a part of the team. You did it. You survived the first session, the first class. Congratulations. You are now a part of our team. We love having you. Something. You don't think that goes a long way, right? And then what happens when they get into the routine of coming? This is where, or they're creating the habit of coming consistently, right? So this is more about making sure they're creating this period of time. And this is everything I'm talking about is the first 90 days. All right. So it's this period of time where you're trying to make the habit stick. So do you have any sort of report that pops out from your billing system that or your CRM that tells you when someone hasn't come in for a week? Then can you reach out to them? Once again, we're trying to build the habit of them showing up frequently. Can we send them something if we notice they're not developing the habit? Can we text them? Can we call them? Can we email them? Once again, when we notice they're struggling with developing the habit. Because if we don't, how we need to interject and help them make this a habit. Because if we don't, there's a high likelihood that they're just going to fall off completely, right? But there's always something about holding people accountable and knowing that somebody's looking out after you or looking out for you, right? So, hey, Casey, notice you haven't been in almost a week. Everything cool? Everything all right? Sorry, man, just been super busy with work, but I'm coming tonight. Awesome. Can't wait to see you. Right? How do you think that student feels knowing that out of all the students, I noticed he wasn't there or she wasn't there, and I reached out, right? So just think, and one of the things I want to really emphasize, because I'm really big on systems, but systems doesn't take away personality or take away individuality. It enhances it, right? So like we have a system inside my gyms, all of them, even the jiu-jitsu school, where I want my coaches listening out for side conversations for people who had some sort of great event happen in their life. Maybe their daughter got married, or the kids graduating college, or they got a promotion, or it's their birthday, or we're listening for those sorts of events that then my coaches know that they're all given $50 a month to put towards a gift for one of our people to congratulate them on one of these things. And then we all sign a card, they get the gift, and we send it out. So that's a system, but it's individualizing, and it's systemizing caring as much as you can, right? The idea is I don't want to be the only one caring in my school, and then my other coaches don't. What I want is the systems built, we all care, right? And at the very least, this is the amount of caring we do, which is more than most, right? So getting back to this, this first 90 days is where people decide if they're going to be a jiu-jitsu practitioner or not. Okay? So this is where we need to really facilitate different things to make them feel a part of the team, make them feel like this is their their third place. So Starbucks has this saying, they want to be your third place. We stole it. So you have work, you have school, and now you have work, home, and us. So we want to be your third place. So how do I keep Carlson Gracie Southern Headquarters at the top of mind awareness for our members? So it's developing these systems in place when these different milestones are happening, that it's standardized, but then we individualize it. Okay? So this is just in the first 90 days. Then obviously, blue belt is where everybody starts to quit. We all know that. I took an 8-year hiatus when I was a blue belt. So completely normal. So we know this. So what can we start putting in place for those people who get their blue belts to keep them? All we need is trends, guys, and the trends are everywhere. We know that the joke with blue belts is they all quit. Purple belts show up 30 minutes late to class. Brown belts are always injured and are on the side stretching, right? So we know these trends. These are stereotypes in jiu-jitsu. So what can I put in place at each one of these belts that help these things? So it's weird that we've never looked at it that way. Like, we know most people quit at blue belt. So what can I put in place to make sure they don't quit at blue belt? what sort of conversations, text, emails can I be having with them to keep them engaged to where they're not like, you know what, this is cool, this is enough, I'm out. Right? And so this is what our job really truly should be, is having these deeper thoughts, these deeper conversations, and creating the structure and systems to help facilitate and keep people in jiu-jitsu longer, right? Instead of, this is one of my biggest pet peeves, I just need more leads. No, you need more leads because you're not developing the deeper conversations with people. And getting to the root cause why they're here, and how do you facilitate that, and how do you help them on this journey? It's like, nope, that one dropped, I need somebody new to replace them. And it's just this constant cycle. And no, what we need is structure. And then from the structure, and we're facilitating, and we have all these things in place to where now the business is stable. Now let's throw new people into the mix, because now it's going to be very sticky for them too. So they're going to stay. And now I have a business that builds on itself, and it's not sand falling through my fingers every time we get new members. So guys, just some things to think about. The book is amazing. Never Lose a Customer Again. I talk more about it in Rolling for Revenue. So if you got value from this, please leave a review and share it with your friends. And also, if you haven't read the book Rolling for Revenue, go to rollingforrevenue.com and get the book. It'll change your life. I'll see you on the mats.